JB, I don't usually like to talk about myself. Yeah, actually, I do like
Yeah,
to
I'm about
talk
to say.
about myself a lot.
Look at the top of the screen.
Right.
The Rondé
You know what,
Barber
though?
Show.
You were 14 years old, and our producer, Rhett, was 4 years old when the greatest play in Bucs history happened. Just want y'all to know that.
Wow. I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen. Here's your host, JB Buno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
That just depressed me a little bit.
I feel a little old.
4 years old, Rhett? Jesus.
4.
Oh, my goodness, man. 23 years ago.
Literally kindergarten
Right.
sort of age.
Wait a minute. When's your birthday? Okay, you had just turned 4 years old. 1/19/2003. Bucs at Philadelphia. Greatest play in Bucs history, performed by moi, is now being commemorated by the Bucs. The Bucs do so many good things.
Man,
this was really cool. This one was really cool for me. I'm glad that. What was announced yesterday as a look back at 23 years ago on the 19th of January, 2003, as the play that sent us to the Super Bowl, even though there was a lot more that went into that game to get us to the Super Bowl. Everybody that remembers, obviously not Rhett, remembers the interception on Donovan McNabb that effectively sealed the game. And because of that, and this has been in the works for a long time. So you've seen my hats all year since the Rondé Barber Show started. But they finally have released them to the team store. Not only a black commemorative hat, but also a T-shirt. And they'll be on sale. Actually, I think they sold out online already in one day. So that's, sorry you missed your chance. They'll be back. Or you can always travel to Tampa and go to the team store next week.
You started wearing them, a little while back, I don't know, episode something of the Rondé Barber Show, maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And shout out to our vice president, general manager, Mark Higgins, because he saw the hat. He's like, how do I get one of those hats, man? It's a cool hat. And he's not the type to ever ask for anything like that. And he saw this hat, and he's like, man, can we ask Rondé for one of those?
We had them made, actually, when I got in the Hall of Fame. So the logo, which we trademarked, has been around since 2023. So, but just recently with this Mitchell and Nets partnership that we signed, that I signed a couple of months ago, started making this push to get these things out and produced. And, see, people seem to have liked them already. I love it. Yeah, but 23 years ago, how about that, dude?
There it is.
23 years ago.
The moment. And it's the moment Bucs fans had prayed for so many years, the chance to play for a Super Bowl. And it wasn't, I think football fans really do know it wasn't, there was a lot more that happened in that game, but it was the moment that cemented your trip to the Super Bowl. And I watched the clip last night as I was getting ready for the show and seeing John Gruden losing his mind on the sidelines, seeing you, of course, do the signature point to the...
Only time I did it with my left hand, by the way.
Oh, is that really true?
That's very
I
much
did not know
fact.
that.
Yes, now you know. Now everybody knows.
Why is that?
I hadn't refined my technique yet. And I was a little excited. I had actually done it the week before against the 49ers in the divisional round, but Simeon Rice got a penalty and it came back. So nobody ever sees that clip. But I scored a touchdown the week before, too, against San Francisco at home. And I did it right that time. And then I kind of got overexcited. And, now everybody has choreographed, celebrated, deal, right? Everybody has that now. Like, that was more impromptu stuff that me and, Riedel Anthony had talked about the year before about what are you going to do if you score a touchdown? I was like, I don't know. I got to come up with something. I actually stole it from Riedel. So Riedel, you have your kudos now. He always tells everybody that I stole it from him. Well, in fact, I did steal it from him. So, but it's mine now. So sorry, Riedel. And of course, we're only talking about this because it's championship weekend, which we will get to later in the show. But let's continue to talk about me.
Yeah, let's talk more about you. No, I mean, and Bucs fans, we have a lot of OC talk to get to. We're going to be looking at what's going on in the NFL landscape right now with not just obviously coming up on the conference championships, but we also have the the NFL coaching carousel to get to. But this
is something
is such a special moment in the hearts and minds of Bucs fans here in Tampa Bay and elsewhere. I remember we had some Bucs fans coming in from Germany, and I remember some of them when I talked to them because Albert Owens, Buckified Bert, introduced me to them, and they were talking about this play. This is a play that is so iconic in Bucs history, and when we talk to people about it, they always have the same question. A perfect opportunity for us to get to ask Rondé a little bit earlier on in this edition of the Rondé Barber Show.
Hey, Rondé. My name's Quinn. Huge fan of yours. And I'm sure you've been asked this a lot, but I got to ask.
When you shot down the Philly team,
the pick six to close down the vet.
Rondé, how did it feel?
What went through your head?
I just wanted to know what was going through your mind.
How did it feel when you broke my Eagles?
what did it feel like with the interception?
What was going through your mind when you were running down the sidelines with that amazing pick six in Philadelphia to send us to the Super Bowl?
What did it feel like? Bliss. You know what it was? It was a whole, tangled ball of hate and
that's the first thing is hate
and like anger and somewhat disappointment of personal disappointment, not team wise, that just came out in one moment. So like as they launched this my shirt and hat initiative at the Bucs, there's a really cool social video out right now if you haven't seen it.
It's amazing. I was texting you, I couldn't believe it. It was such a cool edit.
And I come to the sideline, I have my, what you'll see, I'm not going to ruin it for you because a lot of people haven't seen that video. Bob Hansen actually got that video.
Shout out,
Bob, on the sideline of the game as I was coming off the field after I scored, and to explain what those questions were asking and what I was feeling. Dude, I was disappointed. I didn't make the Pro Bowl that year. My teammate, Brian Kelly, who led the league in interceptions that year, didn't make the Pro Bowl that year. Tie that into the fact that we had gone to Philly 2 years in a row and lost in the playoffs. There was this general sense of disrespect about our group. I'm talking about my defensive back room, our group. And so it built up, and there was a volcano inside of me that entire game. But then finally was released after that interception for a touchdown, which you're emotional, man. Like I remember Corey Ivy ran out on the field. Dwight Smith escorted me down the field. Like there was like 3 or 4 other DBs that weren't even playing that ran out into the end zone. Like, nowadays they would have thrown a flag, but there was just so much. There's so much like jubilant relief at that moment that I came to the sideline and I said something that I was very proud of saying now, and then Bob Hansen captured it. And
can I say it?
You can say it.
Tell me I ain't the best. And the audio we were talking about before the show, the audio is for some reason. I mean, even though it was 23 years ago, the audio sounds, to Bob's credit, sounds perfect. That's why it's such a signature moment is that we can hear you so clearly say those words. And
right. I think I was very clear going into this game how upset I was about Brian Kelly not making the Pro Bowl that year, about me not making the Pro Bowl that year.
You keep mentioning Brian, like you were really pissed you off that much.
It was. The year prior, 2001, I led the league in interceptions, had 10, which hadn't happened in a long time. I get to the Pro Bowl, make my first team All Pro, defensive back of the year by the NFL. I go to New Orleans, get the recipient of that, all the stuff. The very next year, our defense that had more interceptions, 31 interceptions that year we had as a team in 2002, which it's unheard of now. And Brian Kelly leads the league in interceptions, and he gets nothing, and I mean nothing. He doesn't get first team, second team. All-Pro, gets no Pro Bowl recognition. He wasn't even an alternate, and it pissed us off. So we were upset. For me, it translated in the way that I played. I had sack fumble in that game, bunch of tackles for loss, I think 4 or 5 pass defense, and of course the interception for a touchdown that sealed the game. But yeah, there was a lot going on in that game outside of the fact that we were trying to get to a Super Bowl, and I think some of those emotions, if you will, drove us. Our secondary. John Lynch could feel what I was feeling. Dexter Jackson could feel what I was feeling. Dwight Smith was really young, but he knew exactly what I was feeling because he was my backup at corner. So it exploded on the Eagles that day, and I'm not sorry for it.
Just because we can have some fun here at the beginning of the show, do you remember who did make the Pro Bowl? Well, that year, by the way, you mentioned that Pro Bowls don't really matter.
Are you kidding? Of course I knew. It was John Lynch and everybody else in the Philadelphia Eagles secondary.
And so back to the question before we wrap up this segment. When you were actually running down the sideline and there's this moment before, but first of all, are you looking? Where are you looking?
I'm looking everywhere. I think I turned my head like 15 times trying to make sure that nobody was going to catch me.
Right.
But
there wasn't any.
You don't hear anything.
It's not like it's they do the scoreboard watching now. You're not like looking at a video monitor to see if anyone's behind you, right?
I kept looking to make sure Dwight Smith was in my hip, which he was, so that nobody was going to catch me without going through him. Dwight's a good protector, by the way. But yeah, you don't hear anything, man. You're just it's silent. It's literal silence.
Yeah,
and
that's what people say when they were there. They say that watching you run to the end zone, it was what you didn't hear that is so memorable. The fact that the stadium got that quiet.
Yeah.
Because they knew
there was still football to be played after that too. They got the ball back. I think they went.
They had a 17-point lead though. 17-point lead with I'm trying to remember. It was like 3:20 left to play. I was watching it all last night. I was just getting in the frame of mind of what Rondé Barber was thinking.
Good times.
As we move on here on the Rondé Barber Show, it's good to have you, JB Buno, Rondé Barber here with you. Let's get to some of the news that is taking place here with the Bucs of present. The Bucs, as of this recording, and let me point this out, as of this recording, the Bucs still do not have an offensive coordinator. They do, however, have a brand new special teams coordinator. Welcome to Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Danny Smith out of Pittsburgh, considered to be one of the very best special teams coordinators in the league. Do you know Danny?
I know Dan. Who doesn't know Danny? If you've been around the NFL at all, you know Danny Smith. And that picture on the left, he's actually really young. He looks more like that picture right in front of you.
Can I just ask you the immediate question that comes to mind whenever, because we were doing some research on Danny Smith before the show, why every single solitary picture that I've ever seen of Danny Smith, he has gum in his mouth?
He is a prolific gum chewer.
Okay. So he's
famous for it.
We go through all of these graphic libraries, and there isn't a single one where he's not chewing gum.
Right. I think it's Bazooka Joe is what he chews.
Okay, there you go. We got that out of the way.
So it's like, I don't know. When was the last time you had a Bazooka Joe? Like, it takes a lot to chew Bazooka Joe. And I don't mean that in a good way. But it's got a lot of flavor to it at the very beginning. So he probably goes through 25 of those a day.
They run out of flavor after just like a couple minutes. So is he just going to show up with a tub of it?
Oh, I bet you he carries a tub with it. I guarantee he probably has a contract with them.
I was about to say
he has to, and if he doesn't, he'll get one here when he comes to Tampa because we're throwing out there. But look, he's this. I don't want to say he's eccentric, but he's very, very like demonstrative, if you will. He's awesome to be around. In terms of experience, certainly. He's been around forever, 13 years of that in Pittsburgh with Mike. His personality is it's like so unique. It's like you can't make him up. It's almost like he's a caricature of what a high energy special teams coach should be like. But I think what's most important about him, dude, the guy, he makes people accountable, right? He brings an intensity and a dedication that I don't think a lot of players get to see from special teams coach. So, and he's aggressive, man. He knows his stuff, man. He finds ways to make plays, including he'll fakes and unique blocks, pump block formations. it'll be awesome to have him in the building. Certainly a guy that's done it for a long time, understands how to develop players and how to coach returners and everything that this new NFL is requiring out of the special teams. Because special teams now is way more important than it ever was.
It's more. I feel like it's more nuanced than it's ever been.
Way more nuanced. And you might ask yourself, well, he's older, right? Danny's how old is Danny?
I'll give you an age.
He's born in 53. 72. He's like, I think he's around the same age as my mom. I think I don't know. He probably won't tell you what year he was born, to be honest with you. But he's over 70.
Give it to our producer, Raphael, who nailed it at 72. 72 years old.
50 years.
Yeah. So he's been doing this for a long, long time. You might ask, is it passed him by? But I would say no. So all you got to do is look at the record of Pittsburgh's special teams over the past couple of years, and I think. The habits that he bring here will be good for us. So I'm looking forward to him, but mostly because he is an awesome character to be around. He's got stories for days, by the way.
And he bleeds black and yellow Pittsburgh Steeler football, or at least that's the way he's been perceived. I mean, this is a guy who grew up in Pittsburgh,
yes,
and has been there since 2013. And obviously, your boy Mike T, being the special teams coordinator there for many years of Mike T's tenure.
Right.
So Danny, welcome to Tampa Bay. You are sorely needed.
Right.
The Buccaneers have been, there's been a lot of problems on special teams, and so bringing in a vet like this, I mean, you applaud the hire, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's a known guy, right? He's a made guy. Let's call him a made guy. That's what he is. He's cut his chops and he's done it really well for a long time. So yes, welcome. To Tampa. Danny is, you get him talking, dude.
Yeah.
He's going to tell you 15 stories in like an hour and a half.
More stories than the Bible, as they say.
They just go and go. He'll be great here.
One story we were hoping to be able to tell, I think if you're a Bucs fan, you were really hoping for Mike McDaniel,
Mike McDaniel.
being an offensive coordinator, wearing red and pewter, and unfortunately, for Bucs fans who have been like screaming from a rooftop that this is the guy that they wanted for the offensive coordinator job, the news came out last night that the former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, here on your screen, is taking the job as the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers, taking a job on Jim Harbaugh's staff and going to coach Justin Herbert. This is disappointing news for Bucs fans who wanted McDaniel to move from Miami across the state to Tampa.
Yeah, and it's actually, I mean, I know that Jim Harbaugh is offensive minded. I don't know that I see this marriage of them like as something that's going to be really harmonious. I mean,
it's an odd fit, no?
Right, it feels odd, right?
Right, yeah, it does.
Personality-wise, it's definitely, although Jim is a little quirky too. We know Mike McDaniel is quirky. He has got a different personality. He's unapologetic about it. Good for him. It's actually what we all kind of wanted here. Jim is also a little different, but personality-wise, I feel like Jim's so much more intense, and it's got this stare, and he's bringing in a guy that wears colored glasses. And
this is the tale of the two parents.
Froths his hair.
You have like the disciplinarian parent, and now you have like the cool, you can have as many Cheetos as you want, just don't let your mom see parent. That's Mike McDaniel to me for some reason.
That is a great description about how this is going to go. So maybe they needed a good cop, bad cop.
It's totally
in the building, right? I don't know. And who knows how long Mike McDaniel's going to be there. I mean, he's certainly going to probably, I mean, I don't think there's going to be 10 openings again next year, but there's openings every year.
You never know.
There's an average of 5 or whatever openings every. You do never know. Let me shut up. You never know how many.
League is weird.
But yeah, you got to figure this is a short stop, which it likely would have been here in Tampa as well. A short stop before he got another opportunity to coach, especially if he has some success. Now, why is he going to Chargers? I don't know. Maybe he gave him some autonomy that he knew that they needed, but he would have had it completely in Tampa, right? Todd's a defensive coach. He handles one side of the ball. You never ever hear Todd get involved on offensive play callings. He just kind of leaves them to their own devices, and I just don't think that's going to be the case in Los Angeles with the Chargers. But we shall see.
As far as what you're hearing over at One Buck Place, was this the guy at the top of the list? Is this who they wanted?
I hadn't heard anything about this offensive coordinator search. There was plenty of people outside the building talking about that McDaniel was the guy and who we most wanted, and probably without a head coaching job, which, by the way, he turned down Cleveland. Cleveland was going to bring him in.
He withdrew his name from the Cleveland job. So I think he was always looking for one of the top, or I don't even know how you qualify top jobs as a head coach out there. Yeah.
And as soon as he didn't get that one, so obviously it's one of the 4 that have already been named. He was going to be an offensive coordinator, and again, who knows how long he'll be an offensive coordinator? But clearly, people outside of our building thought that we were one of his options if he didn't get the head coaching position that he wanted, and he would have fit great with us. We had a vet room all the way around, right? Got 5 starting offensive linemen all back. You obviously got a wide receiver core that's as solid as any in the NFL, especially if M1K3 comes back, and you got to left your quarterback and Bucky. So like, we had the pieces for a guy like Mike McDaniel to come in here and fit, and understand, saying that, meaning that whoever gets this offensive coordinator job is coming into a great situation. But he chose the other side of the country for some reason. And I think that's going to disappoint a lot of Bucs fans, mostly because we know his play calling experience. We know what he can create. And it would have been fun watching him create those type of things here in Tampa with the talent that we have, especially with J-Mac, the way he finished the year.
Yeah,
and Mecca's all-rookie team. Congratulations, Emeka Egbuka, for being on the NFL, the AP all-rookie team this year. Obviously, Chris and Mike are what they are, but just so many pieces that you're going to get to work with as an offensive coordinator. That being said, there are plenty of guys that I think are still looking at. Probably, if I'm ranking them, we have Dan Pitcher, who came in yesterday for an interview from the Cincinnati Bengals. At first, I was like, how is this guy getting an interview? Zach Taylor telling him, because he's technically offensive coordinator in Cincinnati. He holds the job, but we know that Zach Taylor calls the offenses, which has always been a little something that I kind of I harp on about an offensive coordinator. I want somebody that's called plays.
Sure.
Right? If I have my druthers as a fan, having watched Josh Grizzard go through what he just did his first year calling plays here in Tampa, which, there was some good, there was some bad. There's obviously a growing curve that he had to get over, learning curve that he had to get over. I want a guy that's called plays before, that's done it. Dan's not done that, right? And that would be my only hesitation with this guy. But I mean, he's impressive. Certainly impressive with what he's done with his quarterbacks, because he started there as a quarterback. So actually started in the NFL as a personnel guy, but then he ends up being working his way up, quarterback coach for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has all this success, but you might be asking yourself if this is going to be his first time calling plays, what's the difference between him and Grizzard?
Yeah.
And be honest with you, I can't answer that question. I wish I could answer that question. I don't have expertise to know what he's done in the building with the Cincinnati Bengals, but I think we're impressed with him, and he'll be one of the guys, I think, probably at the top of the list, because I don't want this to turn into a situation like last year where like at the very end we like lost all these candidates after doing all these interviews and we ended up hiring within, though I don't think we have anybody from within to hire.
Why do I feel like we're looking for a prom date and everyone's getting all the attractive dates,
getting asked by the football players?
And then all of a sudden we're like, don't want to have to go to prom with my cousin.
Right.
That's what this is starting to feel like if we don't get get a name.
I think there's a couple of guys that are going to, and I think as we're going forward and looking at who this job might go to, start looking for whoever's going to get their second interviews. And I think the first virtual interview we had was Brian Callahan, who was the former head coach of the Tennessee Titans, who also, by the way, never called plays before he was head coach at the Titans, because he left. He proceeded pitcher in Cincinnati and was essentially the offensive coordinator in name only. And he called plays in 24. He gave up play calling in 25. I mean, is this the guy that we want to drive the ship right now? I mean, I think those are the questions you're asking yourself if you're the Bucs, if you're Jason Light and you're Todd, who I think is ultimately going to be somewhat responsible in making this call, who he wants to be his offensive coordinator. Those are the questions you got to ask, because I thought coming out of last year, firing Josh Grizzard right after the day after the season was done, you want someone who's done it before to call plays. And I don't know, Brian Callahan's been successful. I know his pedigree.
But you don't even want somebody that's just calling plays, but you want someone who's called plays and been successful. And to be successful in the league these days, I feel like you have to have at least somewhat of an innovative mind for the most part. So
I agree with you there. 100% agree with you there. The other guy that I think will probably get a second interview is Zach Robinson.
Right.
Who
all of a sudden is near the top of the list, you would imagine. Well, look, only we can, as at me being a fan, we can only speculate as to what the board looks like in the room at One Buck Place. But you would imagine this name in particular is somewhat near the top.
I would think so. He's worked with Baker before, when they were both in LA. I'm okay with him. I like the offense that he has drawn up, and there's a lot of complexity in the system. He needs a sharp-minded quarterback that can handle the nuance of this system, Baker can handle this type of system, knowing that it will be Baker's ninth coordinator in 9 years. This is a system I think Baker would love to be able to play in. It's Sean McVay based, obviously, but to me, there's so many parts of this offense that a well-oiled machine, if you will, players-wise, talent-wise, on that side of the ball could really thrive in. I think Atlanta struggled because quarterbacks struggled. Michael Penix in his second year wasn't quite ready to run this kind of system, and they had to kind of dumb it down. You could see it at the end of the year. It wasn't the complex system that they had at the beginning of the year because he was making so many mistakes and just really couldn't get it going without Bijan having one of his days. The offense struggled. I think he would be a good option for us. Other than that, dude, I don't know. Mike Kafka. We think Todd Monken's going to the Giants. We gotta assume that he's going to the Giants. Essentially, you start running out of names here. Like I don't even know who else to talk about.
Don't want to go to prom with your cousin. This is where we are territory wise. Right. By the way, footnote on Grizzard. He is interviewing
Good for
the job in Philly. That's a high-profile job. As high-profile of a job as there is right now in the league, given what's going on in Philly
that's a one-and-done job for most coordinators these days. Oh, my God.
With everything going on with Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown.
That's a proceed with caution hire if you're a decision to go there and get hired.
Yeah, that's the very volatile prom date who might blow things up at any point over the course of the night. You just don't know what's going to go on there in Philly. But hey, look, we've had Grizzard on the show. Congrats to him. It's clearly great to see him getting some love around the NFL, and hope he lands on his feet.
So before we move on, give me your list. Give me your ranking of the ones we mentioned. Okay, let's go. Zach Robinson, Dan Pitcher, Brian Callahan, and I guess Mike Kafka, who we just interviewed yesterday or 2 days ago.
I think. Wait, was Monken on the list, or are we assuming Monken's gone?
Let's assume he's gone.
All right, then.
Well, you could put him on the list. We can put him on the list. He's not like eliminated, like crossed out. Yeah, I got like red ink with tears next to Mike McDaniel on my list at the top.
I guess it's Robinson, but I also look now for the Bucs. Is there any chance of the Bucs bring in a name that hasn't been mentioned or connected with the Bucs, thus far? Like, does a Brian Dable get a call?
Right.
Do they start to go now? It's like, okay, maybe it was McDaniel and Monken at the two, at the top of the list, and now I don't know. I think in true Rondé Barber Show fashion, the moment that we get off the show and we put the mics away,
we'll have a hire.
or there'll be some name out of left field. It will be it'll be crazy.
Right.
Folks, we'll continue to break down the Buccaneers and their offensive coordinator search. Again, as Rondé noted, Dan Pitcher is interviewing again. We will see, of course, how that goes.
And we say again, we also mean again, because we did interview this guy in 2023.
Yep.
I think a lot of people know that by now, but he's back in the barrel as a potential offensive coordinator. And the interesting part was this, is that Zach Taylor told him to go. Like said, hey, man, go interview. Go to his place.
If it was for play calling duties.
For play calling duties. That's right. So, I find that somewhat interesting. Like, was he being held back in Cincinnati? Was he asking to be, for the career advancement, to be able to take that next step? And if so, I mean, I like the initiative. I would like to know, and I'd have to go into, ask somebody that's been talking to him in our building. What gives us confidence that he can sequence plays, put together, the game plan every week, not just dealing with the quarterback, but dealing with the entire offensive side of the ball, coordinating the run game, and all the little things that make great offenses great. Like, I mean, sure, he has ideas. I mean, he's not a young guy. He's been around for a long time. So it will be interesting, my friend.
Speaking of interesting, we're going to go off script. Rhett, stay with me here. I got to get your opinion on Baker's tweet. I need to know. I need to know your opinion on Baker's tweet. You got something with Baker?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, this is Baker. Hey, Baker.
So can I set this up real quick? So there's a tweet surfaces. I'll read the tweet. Falcons' Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. Quarterback Shador Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. Baker quote tweets this with some words of his own. Failed is quite a reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. Referencing Kevin Stefanski, the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Who wrote the original tweet?
Orlando Ledbetter.
Oh, Ledbetter. So is Baker? I mean, I love this about Baker because Baker is an angry worker, just like I used to be. I love Baker being angry, and he's a better version of himself when he's angry. So Baker, stay angry, man. Stay angry. I mean, that's a nice little quirky, maniacal smile right there. Is that like the most maniacal smile you've ever seen?
Yeah,
Look at
mischievous.
He's side-eyeing you.
It's like ready to truck you with that shoulder.
I love it.
But you love to see this. This is all in good fun, right?
I love it. And Baker doesn't throw a lot. I mean, obviously he has the Baker and his foundation stuff that he's always tweeting about and throwing stuff up on Instagram. But every now and then he'll throw just a dagger. He'll just pull it out inside of his coat jacket and just throw it. So this one was good. This one was fun. And I'm glad people are reacting to it because this is who your quarterback is. This is who our quarterback is. He cares, man. He cares what people think about him. If you slight him, he's going to let you know about it. And that's awesome. So probably.
I had a feeling you were going to like it.
Why wouldn't I?
I mean, that's
so unprofessional. Baker. I can't believe he would comment on Ledbetter's whatever. No, do your thing, Baker.
Love it. All right, let's get to some actual football that's still happening now, and that's of course after the divisional round. We'll go rapid fire through these here. Let's start with what we were talking about pre-show. Because Patriots are going back to the AFC Championship game. Drake May and Mike Vrabel clearly clicking there in New England. Not clicking right now. What is going on with C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, the Patriots won without looking superior, right? Like, they won. Drake May had 3 TDs, give him credit. He also had a ton of sack fumbles. It was like every other drop back. It was like Will Anderson, by the way, I want Will Anderson on my team. so badly.
Yeah, you'd like to play alongside Will Anderson Jr. back in the day, right?
Will Anderson. I don't like that. Yeah, but they got big plays on offense. Credit Drake May, and they played timely on defense. I actually it was a pretty good performance considering how many times Drake May gave the ball up in this football game, only to be outdone by the number of times C.J. Stroud threw the ball to the other team. One was a tip, I get it, but the other three are horrendous. And you just sit here and ask yourself, I mean, he stunk 2 playoff games in a row. He stunk at Pittsburgh. They just found a way to win because
the defense was dominant.
And Aaron Rodgers can't get it done, right?
Yeah, and that offensive line at Pittsburgh was more porous than we thought.
Exactly. You ask yourself the question, JB, does Houston have a quarterback problem? They already announced that they're picking up his 5th-year option.
Yeah, which is probably the smart move on paper from a roster building perspective, but it doesn't. I mean, you can't gloss over the fact that was a really putrid performance. See, you're right, 2 performances now.
Yeah.
Do they have a big problem like a quarterback? If you're a Houston fan, you're thinking, okay, we have probably a top 3-4 defense in the league. We have a special defense. D'Amico Ryans is our guy. But all of a sudden now questions at quarterback, which would have been blasphemous a couple of years ago when this guy, as a rookie, lit the league on fire.
Yeah, he's hot and he is like freezing. It's not cold. He's like hot and like chilly freezing. I mentioned they picked up his 5th-year option. That'll be for 27. But they have to make the decision. They haven't done it yet, but they have to make the decision at some point in 2026, which they will do. I mean, it's still going to be cheap. I mean, he's only going to be making I say this and hear what I'm saying. It's only going to be making $28 million or something like that, which is cheap for a quarterback. But yeah, I think they got next year. If he's not it, like that 5th-year option might be wasted on this guy because he didn't look great all year, and in playoff times when it matters the most, obviously he looked his worst. Seahawks and 49ers, I mean, we have to talk about this game, but this was a blowout of all proportions. I think the injuries and somewhat, I don't want to say poor, but like not fanatic quarterback play by Brock Purdy finally caught up with the 49ers. I mean, and
the fact that the 49ers made it as far as they did, given the season that they had with the injuries they had, is nothing short of extraordinary.
And the Seahawks are really damn good, man.
I think
their defense is really good.
Yeah,
they're fun.
Yeah, I feel. I owe an apology to Seattle because I've just. I mean, I was a doubter all year. I mean, on both sides of the ball, I just thought that I don't know.
I just didn't know. You just don't know. We don't see them all the time. Like they lost week 1 to the Rams. You're like, same old Seahawks. Sam Darnold can't win any good games. And then next thing you know, they're the best team in the NFC. The coach is great. They have a great head coach, right? And defensive minded. You can tell the way they play on defense, how structured they are, how intense they are about winning games on defense, and you can see that it matters for them. And then you throw in Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba the season they had. They lost a running back, right? Charbonnet is out, right?
Yeah.
Obviously they have other options there, but him being out could be somewhat of an issue because he's been a great player. I didn't even see him tear his ACL. I don't even know when it happened. And that being said,
ACL injuries.
I didn't watch the whole game either because it was over with. But they're a good football team. They have a great matchup coming up this week. I cannot wait for the NFC Championship game this week. Speaking of which, Rams survive the Bears.
What a thriller!
What a great game, man!
Thriller. I mean, sign me up for more Rams Bears games. NFC divisional round or championship round in the snow for many more years to come. This was awesome,
dude. Rams were a better team when it mattered, right? Especially at the most critical position, and that was quarterback. Matthew Stafford got really good at the end of the game. Caleb Williams made one great play and then one really bad play.
Well, the 50-yarder, which was only from the 14-yard line, was extraordinary. I mean, 50 air yards. Right. I mean, heaving it in the corner of the end zone. And by the way, wide open here. I don't know how.
Well, you got a 5'10" corner working against a 6'5" tight end. That's what you got to ask yourself. How'd that matchup even get there? Well, I mean, obviously, you're playing within the structure of the defense. You're just the guy that ended up there, and you don't expect the quarterback to scramble 50 yards back and throw up that hill. Dude, you talk about, like, dramatic moments. That was a dramatic moment. very similar, not similar, but very, reminiscent of the play he made on fourth down the week before that got them even into this game.
You know what the crazy thing is about that? The Bears fans will look at that highlight for years, if not decades to come, that throw. Right. And every time it'll just be like,
we didn't get there. Dude, you got to credit the Bears, though. I mean, it was improbable. Their whole season was somewhat improbable. Caleb turning into the player that he turned into, I didn't see that. Nope. I mean, and this would have been an upset. The Rams were favorites on the road in this game. And I think just their experience, quarterbacks, ability to make great plays, and his receivers are like talent, just won out in the end. And they had opportunistic defense. That interception in overtime was enormous. Enormous. And you can question all you want where he was throwing that football and whether DJ Moore was loafing or whatnot, but it was the right play at the right time, and they're in the NFC Championship.
All right, let's get to the question everybody wants to know. Does Rondé Barber think that the catch in the Bills game was a catch or an interception? Come on, let's just get to it. You're a DB now. Remember who you are.
You're not going to believe what I say. And I love Brandon Cooks. And he's turned into – he's only been there like a month. Yep. And he's turned into like his favorite receiver.
Well, that's because the Bills don't have anyone to catch the damn ball.
Right, which is what the head coach was referring to when he says we don't have any talent. And we'll get to that in a second. Was it a catch or was it not? You're not going to believe this. I don't think it was a catch. There was one angle that they showed kind of from the – if you're looking into the gut of the receiver, I never saw him really possess that football as he went to the game. And as you know, I think they got it right. Because as you know, when you're making a catch, even if you secure it, when you're going to the ground, you have to maintain possession of the ball as you're going to the ground.
All the way through to the ground.
And so he hit the ground, and obviously it was a jarring hit. He was on top of the guy, and the guy is actually lucky that he was in the position that he was in because he was beat. He was out of phase. His back was to the ball. He's looking, just trying to deflect the ball, and he brought his hands down, and the ball came loose. Essentially, it came loose, and he had it in his hands. He jarred it free. Unlike, by the way, the other play that everybody's saying, these are the same. They're not the same. The one in the what was the other game? Yes. Yeah. That one was a catch, the ability to make two moves and then knee down.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there was another one that happened in the Rams game that we played where Cade Otton had a catch, made a move, put his knee down with possession. The other guy grabbed it out of his hands, and they said it was an interception. Said that was the wrong call. And I think the league acknowledged after the fact that was the wrong call.
We talked about it on this very program.
But the Bills-Broncos interception, I think they got that. I think they got that right.
And Josh Allen, once again, heartbreak for him.
Everybody, anointing Josh Allen. Every time Josh Allen gets in a big game, he makes a mistake that beats him.
Yes.
Every single time.
He didn't play that great. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, it was not. And that's a great defense there in Denver.
Right. And that lack of ball security, but right for the half, ends up being the difference in this game. That's just stupid.
I think America was rooting for Josh Allen, and I think it's just seeing him, the shot at the podium there at the end, tears in his eyes.
We literally have the same notes every week. I said, was everyone in America rooting for Josh Allen to finally get there? And it just at some point, Josh Allen's got to look himself in the mirror and be like, dude, great players make great plays when it matters the most. And yes, you're a great player, but you ain't making great plays when it matters the most. You cannot turn the ball over.
You got to remember that franchise's history, though. I mean, this guy had anointed is the right word, by the way. Anointed. There was the hope that he was anointed the guy to get them over the hump at some point. By the way, as just a football fan, I wanted to see Patriots Bills for the AFC Championship. That would have been. Yeah. That would have been. Talking about drama.
That would have been really, really good. An AFC East matchup. What sucks the most about this game, we're not even talking about it.
Yeah,
really,
the big storyline
is Bo Nix's injury. I mean,
final real true play of the game, if you will.
I mean, I think it happened like a minute and a half. You know what I think it happened? If you go back and watch the film on the design quarterback sweep,
right? Yes,
he gets tackled on that play, and he gets up and he's limping a little bit, and I think it hit him when he was taking the kneels. Like the pain started to resonate when he started to take the kneel downs. And he was like, oh, he heard her doing the kneel downs. He didn't heard her doing the kneel downs. He heard it. But I would rather not watch Jared Stidham. But although I got some phenomenal information about Jared Stidham.
Oh, hit me. What do you got?
I'll tell it when we pick the games here at the end. Also, final thought here: Sean McDermott, 9 seasons, 8 playoffs, 5 AFC East titles, 2 AFC title appearances, and winning percentage over 600, just like the other 2 coaches in the AFC North that are out. Unbelievable that he's gone. I don't want to say it. I don't want to criticize the decision to fire him because I get it, and actually was saying prior to this game, maybe even prior to the playoffs, that he probably needed to win, and he didn't win. And he just, whether it's his fault or not, that organization just was ready for a reset, and I'm actually okay with him going somewhere else. He'll end up on his feet. He's a good football coach, but just sucks for him because I was kind of hoping.
The definition of insanity, right?
Yeah.
That's the story with McDermott. You can't just keep getting close.
Yeah.
Especially with, we talked about it, I think, last week, Mahomes out, Burrow out, Jackson out.
Right.
The pathway is there. And now are we staring at another Pats AFC dominant dynasty building right now with Drake?
We'll get to that.
The Rondé Barber Show will be back after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, superior products, exceptional service, and by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here are your hosts, Hall of Famer Rondé Barber and the 2002 Nassau County 8th grade flag football MVP, J.B. Buno.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Mom wouldn't sign the permission slip. And I played flag football, and it's the only MVP I've ever won. So I'm going to hit, for the only time ever on this program, I'm going to hit the applause button for myself.
He actually gave you kudos for the first time all year.
That's right.
Everything else has been a dig.
But that's kind of a dig. It's still a dig. I was a good flag football player.
You were.
And
I believe it.
And you know what was my best position?
What?
Corner.
Yeah, there you go. See?
I loved playing corner. It was my favorite position. I loved picking the ball off.
That's why we're working together now. All right. Hires across the NFL. Let's do these real quick. Dolphins hired Jeff Hafley. Neither one of us had that. I didn't think he was really on anybody's radar this year. They were talking about him last year as a head coach.
You know Jeff.
I know him really, really well. Jeff was my last position coach in the NFL. He was under Schiano. He was when I moved to safety. He's an unbelievable teacher. Great head coach. He'll do great things there. At least I'm hoping he does great things there. I did get one hire right already. Titans hire former 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. Called it. It's one in the bank for me.
Xerxes.
Xerxes. This is going to come in handy here when we get to our pick 6 standings here in a second.
Yeah.
Falcons hire Browns head coach. We already talked about this. Kevin Stefanski because Baker Mayfield can't wait to play him
twice a year, baby. Let's go.
I actually think this is a good fit. I do.
And you know what? I saw a tweet, somebody with a great tweet. The moment that Baker put out this tweet, this got elevated. This got flexed to like Sunday Night Football or
smart. Yeah. Baker's smart.
I can't wait for this game now.
Hey,
First game against the Falcons? I'm in.
You called it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be right about this.
Yeah.
And of course, the Giants hire former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. He wants probably the most coveted guy out there, which I think, to be honest with you, this is the most coveted job out there. You got Jackson Dart. You have a defense that has a ton of talent that just hasn't been harnessed correctly. And if they get healthy on offense, especially wide receiver and running back, I think they're going to be good. All right, let's go into the pick 6 because I can't wait to talk about the AFC NFC title game.
As we start here, wait, is that graphic? No, that graphic can't be right.
That graphic is right. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wait, but how do I have an extra game on you?
Because of the coach picks.
Oh, you're right.
Coach picks.
Oh, man. Okay, so guys, this is episode 27 of the Rondé Barber Show. This is coming down to the wire, and it's never been so close. I have a half-game lead right now. So, okay.
Here we go.
Here we have it. So
you went Brian Daboll in Buffalo.
A little last minute switch with Rhett this morning. Okay, so really quickly let's just talk about. Can we start on the Bills job?
Yes.
Okay. I actually thought that Mike McCarthy would work there because I feel like you need a Super Bowl pedigree sort of coach to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
You need someone who's been there, been to the promised land. But everything that I'm hearing right now is that Mike McCarthy is locked in on the Steelers job and wants it desperately.
Right.
So I couldn't make that pick and feel good about it. So there's enough smoke that Josh Allen would want to be reunited with Brian Daboll in Buffalo that I'm going to take a swing and see if that works.
I still like a younger coach in Pittsburgh just because it was the way to do it. But Mike McCarthy, I think, is from Pittsburgh, and I think that adds a little bit there. I took a swing for the fences because, honestly, I think Billy Beane, who was just promoted to president of football operations and GM in Buffalo, I don't think you fire your coach, Sean McDermott, without somebody already in mind. That because they're late to the party. They're really late to the party, this head coach search. So I think they probably have somebody in mind. I think it's Joe Brady, but I already have Joe Brady up at the Falcons, which I have a red marking on, so I'm wrong. I think it's going to be Joe Brady, so I couldn't use him, so I just went with some other young offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
I mean, he's a name out there that is circulating.
Actually, his name hasn't been thrown out there that much. I haven't seen any interviews.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I feel like we expected to see his name thrown around more.
Yes.
So just to kind of flex a bit, I called the Harbaugh and Stefanski picks.
Good job.
Thanks, man.
Good job.
And you've got the Saleh pick.
Right.
And
Cleveland.
I thought I was gonna get wrecked in this segment.
Look how many. I mean, how many weeks of the season? We're 3 weeks done with the season, and there's only been 4 jobs.
Yeah. It's all gonna be today after we're done taping this.
Right.
All these are gonna get filled. So YouTube commenters, be kind. All right.
By the way, we don't know anything about any.
Yeah, you would have more insider information than I would. You're a Hall of Famer.
I'm reading the same Twitter or X. Sorry, the same X feeds that you
know
are.
Half the guys on this list. You're Rondé Barber.
I know.
The Ravens' job to me is fascinating. Where that goes is fascinating to me, and it's on the top of the list, but it's the one I'm locked in on.
I thought they would be fast to hire somebody. I thought they would have somebody and everybody would chomping at the bit to go work with Lamar Jackson and that talented defense that they have, but apparently.
And I have a funny feeling we got the Vegas pick wrong. I'm just getting vibes that that's not going to be where Brian Flores ends up.
Everybody's telling me Brian Flores is hard to work with. Like everybody. So who knows?
But he knows his stuff.
I like him.
He knows his defense.
All right, let's get to the Pick 6 Championship Weekend Edition. Start with the AFC. I got some really fun stuff to talk about.
Let's go.
All right. I am picking. What is that? Oh, yeah. This is me. All right. Let's start with the AFC. I'm going to pick Patriots. Of course, Sean's going to have to coach this Jared Stidham guy up. The Pats are going to get to the Super Bowl, JB, without really having played an elite team. I just said it.
You're aligning with the Twitterverse out there.
Yes, it's kind of true, man.
That's the rhetoric. Poor Josh Scott isn't in the room to defend himself.
It's kind of true.
That's the narrative.
It's kind of true. Obviously, the game last week was a great game.
I think it was Skip Bayless who was making a point. He's saying something to the effect that it might be the easiest path ever to a Super Bowl.
You know what? It will all be kind of worth it if they win a Super Bowl, if they get past this Jared Stidham-led Broncos offense. All right, here's my Jared Stidham stuff. Did you know that Jared Stidham was coming out of high school, was the number 1 ranked dual quarterback in the country? Number 1. That in itself is what it is. But then I looked at the list.
Okay. Oh, no.
Bruh. Number 2 on that list.
Yeah?
Kyler Murray.
Oh, my.
Number 5 on that list, Jawan Jennings.
San Francisco 49er receiver, Jawan Jennings.
So I'm just going with the ones that you know, the guys that actually made it into the league.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6 on that list.
Yep.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, wow.
Number 7 on that list, also a quarterback in the NFL, Joe Burrow.
Oh, boy.
Number 9 on that list, dual threat quarterbacks coming out of high school, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, boy.
Jarrett Stidham.
Can you imagine being Jarrett Stidham on that list?
Stidham, higher than all those guys. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's not right. It's right. It's out there.
So, Stidham started, Stephenville, Texas, and began his career at Baylor before, of course, transferring to Auburn, where he became a name. Right. No faith. No faith.
Crazy. All right, NFC. Rams, Seahawks. Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. I'm still taking the Rams. This is going to be a defensive game, dude, and I like MVP Matthew Stafford just a little bit more than having a great year.
Getting out of the cold. Well, we don't. Actually, I don't even know what it's going to be like there in Seattle. How cold it's going to be.
It's going to be miserable,
stadium.
and it's the hardest place to play in.
Yeah.
But Matthew Stafford's ready for it. I'm sticking with the Rams. All right.
All right. So you have both of the away teams, and the lower seeds advancing. Give me the other side.
It's gonna be great.
Let's go. I am so sick of the anti-Bronco rhetoric just because they don't have Bo Nix. You know what? The defense is good enough. It's tough.
This is
Number one dual threat.
Coming out of high school.
Jarrett Stidham is going to be just good enough by a field goal. Broncos win.
I love it.
Mile High is hard place to play too, man. Both these stadiums, very difficult places to play.
Do you know where else is really hard to play in? The Vet.
Yeah. Maybe
rubber hits the road this week. Both of us picking opposite. This is going to be great.
Bring it all back. Totally. We're all in. It's all come down to this, Rondé Barber Show fans. And plus our coaching carousel, we get bonus picks there as well. So we'll see. This is good. This board, no doubt, will look different a week from now.
I think I only see one that I'm going to get right, and I'm hoping that's Chris Shula in Baltimore. I don't see any of the other ones that I think I'm going to get right.
Oh, man.
Maybe Cleveland. Who knows? But yeah, all the other ones, I think I'm done.
Next week should be interesting here on this program. The Rondé Barber Show. We'll be back with Ask Rondé right after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen.
Welcome back to the Rondé Barber Show. Yeah, Rondé Barber, Hall of Famer, NFL legend, Bucs Ring of Honor member. As we were talking about a little bit earlier on the program, it's a cool week for Rondé Barber. Why? Because it's 23 years since the famous, or infamous, if you're a Philly fan, pick six that shut down the Vet, brought the place to whispers and murmurs. Welcome back to the program here, everybody.
Or groans and thrown beers.
That's really what it was. Yeah. You love every second of it.
No doubt, dude.
So,
unapologetically. Let me pick
who's our winner this week?
And by the way,
fire the cannons. Where's my button?
By the way, we added in, since the Bucs are pushing out these commemorative hats and T-shirts of the infamous, if you're a Philly fan, pick six.
Yeah, I mean, they're
we added
cool
those.
hats.
Yeah, we added those into the carousel because there's only 3 blue tabs in here, and somebody, well, how about this, is getting that black logo hat.
Which one now? The commemorative one?
Yes.
All right.
Just threw
how about it?
And it got picked, and that is going to
It's going to somebody.
Oh, God. How do you say this name?
Oh, we got one of those.
I'm going to say
we believe in you.
Cuin Crawford. Cuinn. That's an awesome spelling of a name. You get the hat. Well done.
Cuin! I hope we both didn't butcher your name.
I don't know. Every time I hear Gene call that play that we've been talking about all day, Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber.
It's Rondé, by the way, but Rondé.
Rondé.
I'll be Rondé for him. It's all good.
The Rondé Barber Show is back for another episode next week. Before, as a friendly reminder, everybody, Rondé and I, we are heading to the
big game. Big game.
So we'll be there on Radio Row. It's going to be just fun chaos. Can't wait. We got one more show to go before that, but really looking forward to being in San Fran with you, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
San Fran, then Santa Clara. I'll be there the whole time. You won't. You have to come home and work.
Yeah, I got to go home and work. It must be fun. It got to be fun being Rondé Barber. You get to come in here into the stream center, you get to hang out and get your own show, and then you get to go to the Super Bowl, and you get to have everybody talking about you this week and your iconic play in Bucs history.
All because of you, JB.
Oh, man.
It's all because of you. I appreciate you.
The Rondé Barber Show, everybody. Of course, we'll be back next week as we continue to recap what is going on in the NFL and the coaching carousel. And, of course, yes, we're going to the Super Bowl soon after that. It's been a blast, everybody. For Rondé Barber, I'm JB Buno. We will see you next time on the Rondé Barber Show.
Thank you for watching the Rondé Barber Show on YouTube. To see how we produce digital shows like this one, check out the new Parker Street YouTube channel. Subscribe now.